Hello, in this video I will be going over the main patterns you will find in the game of Minesweeper and how they work. Being aware of the recurring patterns will stop you having to work out the same logic multiple times and will make solving the game quicker and easier. In my opinion, these are the main patterns in the game that are useful to start off learning. If you have come from my beginner's guide video, feel free to skip to the timestamp of the ones that I have not already explained. If you are just looking for answers to all of these, there is an IMG link in the description for you. Let's start with the 3 on a straight. Probably the most basic one that I would even call a pattern, but since on a straight line like this, it can only be next to 3 cells, so you can always flag along the line. The 1-1 and the 2-1 are the two fundamental patterns, so let's move on to those next. For the 1-1, since the first 2 cells are shared by both of the 1s, the mine for the first one will always satisfy the second one, so the third cell must always be free. Note how this only works if there are no other options to the side of the first one. The 2-1 pattern is fairly similar. For the 2, this 1 tells us that there is one mine in these 2 cells, which only leaves one space for the second mine, so you can always flag here. Because the other mine must be in these 2, this cell also has to be free. These last 2 are quite commonly found, but often don't progress you much on their own, which is where it's useful to extend them into the other patterns. The 1-2-1 is the most useful pattern to look out for, and will quickly become your favorite. The only way to have 2 mines here without putting 2 next to one of the 1s is to have the mines on either side like this. 1-2-2-1 is another useful one, although seen less often than the 1-2-1. In a way, this is a bit like 2-2-1 patterns back to back. With the 1s, we know that there is only one in these 2 cells and one in these 2 cells. So to complete the 2s and not oversatisfy the 1s, the flags must be here and here. You can see how instead of having to work out these 2 basic patterns and put them together, knowing this pattern as its own thing creates another shortcut to make things easier. For the 1-1-1 pattern, the mine must be in the middle to satisfy all of these 1s. If it was at either edge, the one at the other side would not be able to have a mine without putting 2 mines next to the middle one. As an extension of the 1-1 pattern, this again doesn't apply when there are available cells to the sides. As for the 1-1-1-1 pattern, the only way to satisfy all of the 1s here is if the mines are at both of the ends. Again, basically 2 1-1 patterns, so the rule of having no more constraints to the sides still applies. I hope that you found this helpful. If any of these weren't clear to you, it can be useful to go back and see why each one worked. I find trying out the other variations and seeing why they don't work can help clear things up. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, do check out my larger guide. I do go on to expand on how you can use these patterns more effectively. Go watch that right now, or go play Minesweeper on minesweeper.online, or follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/darthong for some epic Minesweeper gameplay.